The three minds of survival: child, mother, and hunter. Nature is not random chaos. It's iteration under pressure, information refining itself in the crucible of survival. Every nerve pathway, every gland, every reflex is a historical document written in tissue. The triune brain, brains, limbic system, and cortex, isn't three parts of a single organ. It's three phases of evolution made flesh. To understand why it emerged this way, we begin with the child. 1. The child and the vagus. Reflex made conscious. The child's first challenge is not competition, but survival through vulnerability. Infants, unlike reptilian hatchlings, are born helpless, yet their very helplessness became a selection filter. Those whose nervous systems could regulate breath, heartbeat, and panic, who could stay calm enough to bond and learn, survived. This balance is governed by the vagus nerve, the bridge between gut, heart, and face. It's the regulator of calm engagement, the mediator between fear and curiosity. In evolutionary terms, infants with more efficient vagal tone could cry for help without collapsing into shock. They could focus, imitate, and synchronize with caregivers, a foundation for empathy and complex social learning. Natural selection favored the vagal flexibility because it allowed energy to shift rapidly between fight, flight, and connection. Thus, the child became the tuning ground for the autonomic foundation of consciousness, the vagal system. The reflex brain, once purely reactive, became self-regulating. 2. The woman and the limit revolution. Then came the great evolutionary pivot, the shift from laying eggs, oviparity, to live birth, viviparity. This was no cosmetic change, it was a total re-engineering of life's emotional architecture. When the ancestral female lineage internalized the egg, she took on the environmental burden herself. Temperature regulation, nutrient supply, oxygen exchange, all now ran through her body. The womb became both sanctuary and censor, making her physiology responsible for the embryo of fate. That pressure forced the evolution of anticipatory emotion, the ability to feel the future state of another. This is the origin of the limbic system. The neural circuits that first managed thermoregulation and immune tolerance in pregnancy gradually specialized into circuits that read, predict, and regulate emotion, not as sentiment, but as survival strategy. Every hardship, cold, famine, isolation, selected for those whose nervous systems could remain attuned under stress, preserving both themselves and their developing young. Over generations, this selective tuning deepened into emotional intelligence, social cohesion, and empathy. The woman, in this sense, is the evolutionary engineer of the limbic brain, the bridge between reflex and reason. Her body, by retaining the egg, forced the species to evolve warmth as cognition. 3. The man and the cortex. Pattern as survival. Once viviparity stabilized, a new selective pressure emerged, providing for extended offspring dependency. A longer childhood meant more energy demand. The male's evolutionary bottleneck became not internal gestation, but external prediction. To feed, protect, and compete, he had to model the environment, to see patterns before they happened. Those who could anticipate predator movement, seasonal cycles, and social behavior gained reproductive advantage. Neural circuits that track motion, cause, and consequence gradually evolved into abstraction, tool-making, and planning, the cortical mind. But even this logic loops back to birth. The male brain inherits memories from the species-long viviparous history, an echo of the bloody initiation of life itself. To face predators was to reenact that struggle, to externalize the fight that once happened inside the mother's body. The cortex, in this light, is the adult continuation of that anticipatory struggle, the outer battlefield reflecting the inner one. 4. The triune synthesis. Each layer of the triune brain thus corresponds to a phase of familial function. Child, vagal core. Self-regulation through vulnerability. Safety through connection. Woman, limbic layer. Emotional foresight evolved from internal gestation. Warmth as anticipation. Man, cortical shell. Prediction and abstraction evolved from external threat. Intellect as protection. This isn't gender essentialism, it's developmental logic. These are not separate destinies, but integrated specialization shaped by shared survival roles. The family unit became a microcosm of the triune brain itself. Instinct, emotion, and intellect co-evolving in interdependence. 5. The inevitable mind. From egg to womb to reason, the sequence was not random. Cold led to retention. Retention led to care. Care led to cognition. Each adaptation carried forward not just genetic code, but the logic of relationship. The vagus taught the body how to stay alive. The limit taught the heart how to anticipate. The cortex taught the mind how to plan. Together, they form a single emergent intelligence, the inevitable mind. We are not anomalies in nature, we are its logical continuation. The triune brain is the anatomy of family written in time, child, mother, and hunter, woven into one being. Share, like, and don't forget. Subscribe to show signs of intelligent life.